Get this Joel Embiid Real MVP t-shirt. At runitbackmerch.com. Number 46, Isaiah Thomas. You guys throw out Isaiah Thomas's name a lot on this channel when we're talking about players, when we're talking about like what before the trade deadline was coming around, toward the end of the season when we were talking about potential free agents. I think last offseason, a lot of you guys threw out Isaiah Thomas's name. And yeah, Isaiah Thomas was always a bucket. Obviously, his main deficiency is that he's 5'9" and he can't guard, my cat or my dog or my grandma. But off the bench, he's always been a microwave, instant offense, volume scorer. Not a guy you want to rely on. But is he better than Furkan Korkmaz? Let's look at some Isaiah Thomas facts real quick, man. He's 33 years old. He's 5'9". He is also, by the way, the reason the Boston Celtics drafted Jason Tatum. So thanks, Isaiah Thomas, for that, for making the Celtics better, because Markelle Fultz was the unanimous number 1 pick in the 2017 draft. Isaiah Thomas was just coming off of a MVP caliber season where he led the Boston Celtics to the Eastern Conference Finals, and the Celtics said, hey, we got an MVP caliber player at point guard. We don't need Markelle Fultz. We'll give you the number 1 pick, and we'll take Tatum. And we said, okay, that sounds great. So, yeah, he's kind of the reason the Celtics drafted Jason Tatum. He took the Boston Celtics to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2017, had a 53-point playoff game, second highest in franchise history, had 43 straight 20-point games in that season. On December 30th, 2016, against Miami, he had a 29-point fourth quarter, a franchise record, and 52 points in that game. And then they lost the first 2 games to Cleveland in 2017 Eastern Conference Finals, and he was ruled out for the remainder of the playoffs with a hip injury, and then he was traded for Kyrie Irving. And then he kind of never, got back into swing of things as far as being a contributing starter in the NBA. Fell off quick, man. That hip injury really, took Isaiah Thomas out, and that's unfortunate for him. Since then, he has played for the Cavs, the Lakers, the Nuggets, the Pelicans, the Grand Rapids Gold G League team, the Lakers again, the Mavericks, the Grand Rapids Gold G League team again, and the Charlotte Hornets in 2022. At 33 years old, does he have anything left? The last time he played enough minutes to really count was with the Washington Wizards in 2019-20 season, where he played 40 games, 23 minutes a game, averaged 12 points per game, 41% from 3, 3.7 assists per game. With Charlotte in 2022, he scored 8.3 points per game off the bench in just 12 minutes per game while still shooting 40% from 3. So, hey, in 2022, with the Charlotte Hornets, off the bench, 12 minutes a game, 8.3 points per game, 40% from 3. I know he's not going to defend anybody, but is he better than Furkan Korkmaz? Yes, he is. Isaiah Thomas off the bench, still being able to shoot 40% from the three-point line. Could come off your bench for 8 minutes a game, 10 minutes a game, 7, 6, 8, 9, whatever it is, and give you, a couple little floaters like that, a couple wide-open threes, whatever, here and there. Be a decent contributor off the bench. I honestly think that, and I would like it. And you know what? Philly would love it. Because Philly loves heart, and a little guy like him, man. Philly would love Isaiah Thomas. I wouldn't see him really getting any playoff run. It might be a deep bench kind of guy, regular season. I probably wouldn't see him getting any playoff run, but that's what I have on Isaiah Thomas. Thomas would bring culture to this team. If he signs a near minimum deal, I would do it. Yeah, I mean, you can't lose. You can't lose signing a guy like Isaiah Thomas. I have a feeling he would come in and the Philly crowd would spark him a little bit. He'd have like a 20-point fourth quarter off the bench in a game that like Joel Embiid rests and James Harden rests and like Tyrese Maxey and Isaiah Thomas go ham in the fourth quarter. Imagine that. Number 44 on the list is Damien Lee of the Golden State Warriors. And look, this is just what the Golden State Warriors do, man. They find players. The Golden State Warriors just find players. Damien Lee is 29 years old. He's a 6'5", 3-and-D wing. I don't think anybody has an objection to Damien Lee. If he leaves the Warriors, I mean, his contract is up. If they re-sign him, they re-sign him. If they don't re-sign him, they don't re-sign him. 6'5", 3-and-D. And like most importantly, what we're looking for, I would think everybody would agree, is players with heart and kind of players that have a pedigree of working hard because they coming up, they had to outwork everybody because they weren't like the top guy, except for Josh Jackson that we were talking about a couple minutes ago. But a lot of these players, especially Damien Lee, is the kind of player I would want on the squad because he got to the NBA and he got his first paid contract, guaranteed contract with the Warriors strictly off of hard work. He was undrafted in 2016. And again, that's just what the Warriors do. An undrafted player they find like this, Sixers could never. We did in Shake Milton, but, let's be serious. But anyway, he was undrafted in 2016. He was in the G League for 3 years. He signed with the Atlanta Hawks in 2018. He had a two-way contract with the Warriors in 2019 and 2020. And that was really when he got his first opportunity in the league because the Warriors were going through all of that Klay Thompson injury, Steph Curry injury, that whole season where they were, like pseudo tanking basically, waiting for their players to get healthy so they could go on the run that they're on right now, which is chasing another NBA championship. But yeah, in that period of injuries, Damien Lee got a lot of run on the Warriors, and he had multiple double-double games with the Warriors during that time. His three-point percentage was down last season in 19 minutes per game, but he shot 40% from three in 2020 in about 18 minutes per game. He signed a 2-year contract in 2020. He is an unrestricted free agent. If they don't re-sign him, he could be a two-way wing off the bench for the 76ers. He can shoot, dribble, pass, defend, rebound, and he is miles better than Furkan Korkmaz. No fear, CR says, nope, too old. He's 29 years old, bro. What in the world? What do you want in free agency? Come on, man. He's too old. He's 29. He's a perfect free agent. That's just my opinion. Man.